All right, grab your dancing boots and get ready to twirl through one of the most energetic musicals of the 1950s. Today, we're stepping into the barn-raising world of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we watch different performances and then we share our perspectives. If you're new here, hi, I'm Carolyn. You could call me Care, and like I said, we're talking about Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and it is problematic, and I'm kind of here to defend it. I think for some people, they look at this musical and they think, oh, it's misogynistic. And, of course, it shows the gender roles and the tropes and things like that. But I just love this musical. I really do. It's just the music is good, the dancing, oh my gosh. And I think the most important thing about this musical is understanding character arc. And listen, let me be fair, maybe it is outdated and you could tell me like, girl, you gotta let this one go. But right now, I don't want to. Now, before I jump right into it, I do have some announcements. So some of you have been commenting saying, we want your videos to be longer, which, I feel conflicted with that because I'm sort of like, okay, sure. But in order for me to be able to do long form videos, I can't post 3 videos a week. And you know what? I feel it too. I feel like I'm doing a lot more quantity than quality. Therefore, twice a week. Mondays will be our musical Mondays, where I'll do a deep dive on musicals and then we talk about it. And Thursdays, I believe I'm going to call it like Tune In Thursdays, where we have a chat. It could be about musicals, it could be more about opinions and topics that I really want us to discuss, and maybe a glimpse into my journey as to becoming a performer. I believe I did a video on I want to be where the performers are, and I have a plan of what I'm going to do, and this channel most likely will just turn into like the behind the scenes of the show I'm creating. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm only going to post twice a week. If I go see a show, whether it's live or in the theater, and I want to talk about it, that video will come out right away. But the consistent schedule will be on Monday and Thursday, so don't worry about that. So if those are things that you are interested in, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, this channel. And last announcement, even though I just said here's our consistent schedule, December, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna commit to it. We're going to do Vlogmas, but it's not Vlogmas. If anything, it's more of me reacting to performances through December. So like, I don't know, like Reaction Miss, or, Carolyn reactions, or I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out a name. So if you have a better idea, let me know in the comments. Duh, this was the main point. If you have a performance that you're like, Carolyn, you have to react to this, it's amazing, or Carolyn, this is not a great performance, love to get your reaction on it, please go ahead, send me the link so then I can save it. And then we're gonna have a fun, I think it's gonna be fun December. So let's go ahead and deep dive into the classics that made me fall in love with the stage and screen. Actually, was it on the stage? Okay, anyways. Released in 1954, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, directed by Stanley Donen, is a vibrant explosion of color, dance, and music, with a screenplay by Albert Hackett, Francis Goodrich, and Dorothy Kingsley. It's a film that pushed the boundaries of the movie musical genre. Set in 1850, this musical reflects a time of rugged pioneers and spirited adventures. But how does this translate into the mid-20th century cultural landscape? Let's find out. The film tells us the story of Adam Ponaby and his 6 brothers who, inspired by Adam's marriage, decide to take brides for themselves, leading to a whirlwind of romance and a comical tangle of manners versus wilderness. First off, can we talk about the first song?
Bless your beautiful hide wherever you may be. We ain't met yet, but I'm a willing to bet you're the gal for me.
Oh my, it's one of those songs, again, right away we see that there's a problem. I mean, the lyrics are questionable.
Pretty and trim, but kinda slim. Heavenly eyes, but oh, that size. She's gotta be right to be the bride for me.
But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll see myself in the mirror and I'm like, ooh, bless that beautiful hide slap. But here's the thing, this song is so important to see where Adam is at in the beginning of his story and how he evolves later. And stop trying to deny that this song is not a banger, it's a bop. Now, each brother and his corresponding bride have unique characteristics that shine throughout the film, but it's the dynamic between Adam and Millie that sets the tone for love and leadership. So let's dissect how their relationship evolves and influences everyone around them. Now, when we first meet Adam, he's not looking for love. He's looking for a wife, more like a worker, someone to come in and pretty much take care of him and his brothers. And then we meet Millie. Going back to that song, that's why it's so important for those lyrics to show in that moment, this is what Adam is looking for. And what he was looking for was more, surface level. He was more thinking about, okay, I want her to look good. I want her to be sassy. I want her to be in charge, but she's got to be gorgeous at the same time. It's all things of like, oh, this is what I would like, but not necessarily the kind of woman that Adam needs. Then there's Millie, who looks sweet and petite, but she is a force. And those brothers had to learn quick, but it was Adam that actually took the longest to learn from Millie. I mean, Adam is the oldest and he's in charge, and so there was no one that was able to challenge him because he's the leader. And you have to question Millie on why was it she said yes to marrying Adam, because this guy came to town because he lives on a farm far away. So for him to drive on his horses to go to town, it's a trip. It is like a full day trip. And he goes there and he's like, I'm going to get me a wife. Bless your beautiful hide, right? And it's like he sees Millie in her element and he's like, that's the one. And even how he proposes, it's almost like he's giving her a false dream, because then Millie's like, you know what, this guy, he does seem like he's such a man. And also there's something about him that's like, he's a leader, he's a go-getter. And I think she fell into that false dream of, it would be nice to be able to cook for one man, to take care of one man, to have a family, because the job she had was working at the restaurant. And as she has said to Adam when he went to go try her cooking,
It smells good enough to eat.
Tastes good too, so they tell me.
Got any ketchup handy?
My stew can stand on its own feet. Good?
Good.
my cooking don't need ketchup. Mine does. Mine needs all the sauce. I'm a sauce girl. But yeah, so I'm not mad at Millie because I feel like she was duped. She was so into Adam being like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to value this man and he'll value me. And it's like, then all of a sudden she shows up on the farm with all of these greasy men. Ugh, why, Adam? Why? I mean, it's no secret. Millie is my favorite character because once she realized this isn't going to be a dream, and if anything, she's been duped, and she gets upset, but then she rose to the occasion.
All right. If you're gonna act like hogs, you're gonna eat like hogs.
Once those brothers had respect for her and a bath, they were open to her teaching them how to be men. The music by Gene DePaul with lyrics by Johnny Mercer is nothing short of iconic. And who can forget the acrobatic choreography, especially during the barn raising scene? Oh my gosh. Okay, I honestly don't think that Seven Brides, Seven Brothers, sure, it could work on stage, that's fine, but this dance scene, oh my gosh, I love this scene so much. I'm gonna leave a link in my description so you could go and watch it. And I think the thing why I love this dance scene so much is because it's telling a story through dance. Now, at this point, in case you don't know, is that the boys and Millie, you know, all of a sudden they all look good and they go to a barn raising thing. So they're actually helping out their community by, there's a competition where, you know, there's 4 teams, like as if they got a wall of the barn, and they have to make the barn, and then someone wins like a goat or a cow, I don't know. Now, before that competition happens, like the boys are smitten by the girls, and Adam's like, what the heck? And Millie's like, oh, cute. But those girls are spoken for. So those guys are like, it's the Pawnee brothers. Bleh. And it just turns into this like dance battle of who are the girls gonna go dance with? The men that they're spoken for, or those wild Pawnee boys? I'm so into it. And I just want to say that the youngest one is Gideon, who plays Riff in West Side Story. Now, if you are familiar with this performer, he actually has been on the record saying he's not a dancer, but he is known for his acrobatics. Hence, it was used in West Side Story when I think of...
Sorry, Ozzy. That's why I'm a jerk.
Yes, Officer Krupke, you've done it again.
So to see him and his skills through this dance, it's mind-blowing. I freaking love it so much, and you should too. I think also something to point out in this scene is that this is when the boys, I'm calling them the boys, is when the boys are using what Millie has taught them as far as, you know, how to court, how to dance,
Going dancing.
how to have manners, and how to do things with, you know, integrity and sportsmanship. But of course, what happens is they're being taken advantage of, and those, you know, spoken boys are messing with them and hurting them and throwing hammers. And Adam is like, what is this? If you want to break your neck, go for it.
She's made you into a bunch of mama's boys. They're out to murder you, and what do? Apologize for a living.
And that's when with Adam, they're like, oh yeah, Adam taught us to stick up for ourselves, to be strong, and it caused the whole fight, which of course, you know, disappoints Millie, and the girls are upset and whatever. But it's interesting to me because you can see where the boys are feeling conflicted, because Millie taught us this, but Adam taught us this, but where is the middle ground? Despite initial mixed reviews, the film grew into a classic, but not without controversy. The portrayal of gender roles and consent through a modern lens deserves a critical look. And yet, the film's legacy in musical theater is undisputed. Now, there is a scene, more like a song, called Sobbing Women, and it's when Adam, after the whole, you know, barn raising, goes to the guys who are, you know, they're in love and they like the girls, it hurts, you know? And Adam's like, what is this? If you like them, you get them. And he's like, you know, this Bible Millie gave. But oh my gosh, it's like Adam's learning, but of course what he's teaching is like, no, Adam, no. And he goes, I read this part in the Bible where the men went and they grabbed the women and they were sobbing. So you know what? We should get the women and they'll be sobbing, but then see later in the Bible they were happy. So I have a feeling that it's going to be the same case. And the brothers are like, you're right, let's go kidnap them. I guess this musical is pretty wild. Sorry. Now, here's the thing, in case you're like, okay, so they kidnap these girls and that's that. Like I said, they live in a, you know, like pretty farther away. For them to go into town, it is quite the trip. So there's this whole like montage of scenes of them stealing the girls, putting them in the carriage. And then, you know, they're like quiet because it's snowing and they go through the mountains. And then Adam says,
All right, let him go.
and the avalanche happens, which means they are stuck living at the farm until the pass clears. So that means it's going to be blocked until June. I get it, it's crazy, and here I am defending the plot. Adam and Millie in the very beginning are individuals. So Adam is teaching his brothers to get what you want and go for it, while Millie is teaching them to be kind, to soften. Now, Millie never fought Adam until she saw those girls sobbing women. Okay, that's not funny, but she saw her friends crying to her as to what happened, and she's like, "De foi?" Ooh, and she establishes rules in this household. And for the first time, lets Adam have it. And you know what he does? He leaves. He leaves. She's like, "You boys get to sleep in the farm. The women get to stay in the house." And they're like, "Okay, Millie." Like Millie is in charge. Adam, he is such a leader. And you know his ego is hurt. And he's like, "I'll be back when the past clears." It's like, okay. And to be fair, Millie really did let him have it. So yeah, time goes on, love is in the air, and Millie lets the girls know she's pregnant. That's right, Adam is gone and the brothers and women are taking care of her. Oh, keep in mind, time's gone on. Gideon's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go see Adam, give him some, I don't know, have some food, blankets, see how he's doing." And he's like, "Hey, just so you know, your woman is pregnant." And it's a weird thing because Adam's obviously happy, but then he's too stubborn. He's too proud, "Oh, well, she shouldn't have made me feel that way, even though I did something wrong." And Gideon, oh, the little brother, he's like, "Adam, pow." Millie let Adam have it verbally, and Gideon was able to hit him. Now, Gideon, Adam was could beat up Gideon easily, but he just took it. He just went whoop, put Gideon on his horse, and he was like, "Get." So again, it's so yeah, Adam cares, but his ego is getting in the way. So the past clears, Adam returns, and who does he see? Millie and his baby girl named Hannah. In case you haven't seen the movie, can I tell you their names? Great. So here are the boys. They were named alphabetically by someone in the Bible. Let's see if I got this. We got Adam, Benjamin, Caleb, Daniel, Elijah? Is it Elijah? Okay. Frank, which is hilarious because it's, Millie's like, "I never heard Frank in the Bible." That's because his name is frankincense. And ooh, he does not like that at all. And of course, the last one is Gideon. So when Adam comes in and she says,
"I was thinking of some name like Hannah or Hagar or Hepzibah, picking up where your mother left off."
Hannah.
Hannah.
it just freaking finally melts Adam. And this is why I love Millie, because Millie wasn't like, well, look who decided to see her daughter. Millie was able to soften Adam and let him go at his own pace. By the end of the musical, Millie is not his beautiful hide. Millie is his love, his partner, the mother to his so cute baby girl. He's not alone. He never had to be alone, and he needs her more than she needs him, but she wants him. As a musical theater enthusiast and performer, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers holds a special place in my heart. It reminds us of the genre's power to address complex topics through the joy of song and dance. I really do have a love for this musical. I wonder, have you seen it? I remember when watching it, I wanted to be Dorcas Gailey so badly. Horrible name, beautiful woman. And there are things about this musical that make me think of my life. For example, something special, I got married in June, and I couldn't stop thinking of the song that the women sing about a bride getting married in June.
Say when you marry in June, always be a bride.
And I kid you not, whenever I am in snow, I think of that song, the ooh. I don't know what it is. I think there's also something about the dance with the X. Yes, this musical can be problematic, but I love it. And I think people don't care about a thing called character arc. For example, I remember seeing the live action Little Mermaid, and I'm not gonna lie, King Triton was a disappointment because and I saw someone write a comment saying, I love that this King Triton didn't get angry and didn't, he wasn't as harsh as the cartoon. And I was like, you know what? But here's the thing, it's called a character arc. That character got to a point where he didn't know how to communicate to his daughter, his fears, his worries, so he lashed out in such a big way that you see him have such regret on how he treated his daughter. Because the low for King Triton didn't necessarily happen, every time he came in, I was like, he really just doesn't really care about his daughter, does he? It's like, okay. So what are your thoughts on this foot stomping classic? Do you think it stands the test of time? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, let me know a musical you would like to see next. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, every musical tells a story. And without further ado, take care, darling. And bless your beautiful hide. Period.